Video H4, help me with fractions and decimals. First thing, everybody needs to make sure that they memorize these three. 1/4 equals 0.25. A nice way to say this is, another way to say 1/4 is 1/4. And guess how much a quarter is worth? 25 cents. This is 1/2, which is like half a dollar, which equals 50 cents. 3/4 is like 3/4, and that would be 25, 50, 75 cents. So those three you need to memorize at some point because it's going to make everything so much easier for you. Alright, so we want to change a fraction to a decimal. The easiest way to do this is to make an equivalent fraction that has 100 for a denominator, and then I just write the numerator as the decimal. Like we're trying to get it into dollars and cents, and there's 100 cents in a dollar. So if we can get this to have 100 on the bottom, it's easy to do. So what do I have to take 10 times to get to 100? 10. 10 times 10 equals 100. So I'm also going to take the 10 times 3, which is going to give me 30. And now all I do for my decimal is write it as 0.30. If you want to go ahead and put that 0 in front, I like it because it makes it easy for me to tell that like there's a decimal there. A lot of times when people just write 0.30, the decimal point's so small a lot of people can't see. But if you start a number with a 0, people know that decimal point's coming next. Try another one, 3/4. Same thing, I'm trying to get it to 100 if you don't have this one memorized yet. What times 4 equals 100? 25. Because there are 4 quarters in a dollar. So I'm going to take 3 times 25, 25, 50, 75. So if this is 75 hundredths, I'm writing it as 0.75. 1/2. If you remembered, it's half a dollar. If not, I'm trying to get it to 100. 2 times what gets me to 100? 2 times 50, because there's two 50-cent pieces. 50 times 1 equals 50, so 50 over 100 equals 0.50. 26 hundredths, it already has 100 on the bottom. I don't have to do anything with it, so that's just going to be 0.26. 7 hundredths. Okay, this one's kind of tricky. It already has the 100 on the bottom, but this is 7 hundredths. In other words, you know, the way we've done all of these, hey, that was 26 cents. So, hey, on top, this is a 7. This should be 7 cents. Thing is, when you write 7 cents, I think most people in here can remember, hey, it's like that, 0.07. If I said this out loud, it's also said 7 hundredths. So I know I'm going to have the 7 over here in the hundredth spot instead of in the tenths. It's the only kind that are tricky. 1/2, I think we already did that one. 1/4. What times 4 gets me to 100? We did do that part a while ago. It was 25, so 25 times 1 equals 25. Oh yeah, 1/4 is the same as 1/4, which is the same as 25 cents or 25 hundredths. 2 tenths, I'm trying to get to 100. What times 10 gets me to 100? 10. 10 times 2 equals 20. 20 hundredths is the same as 20 cents. Alright, so what if I'm going the other way? I'm just doing the reverse. I'm looking to put this dude over 100. So I got 0.78 is 78 cents, which would be 78 over 100. 0.6, okay, it only has one number after the decimal point, so I can do a couple of things. I can read this and say it's 0 and 6 tenths, so I could write it this way. I could also say, you know what, if I put I need a second number there, and then it's like 60 cents, that would be 60 over 100, which is okay because those two are equal. Either way. The only thing you can't do is make it be 6 over 100, because that's not what it really is. 60 cents is not 6 over 100. That's 0.06. So 6/10, or add the 0 and make it 60/100ths, not 6/100ths. A little bit tricky. 0.25, so as I read it, it says 25, and I'm in the hundredths spot. 25/100ths. Or, if you memorized it, you know 0.25 is also equal to 1/4 or 1/4. Same thing here. I know that's 3/4. If you can't remember it, then I go 75 cents. Oh, it's 75/100ths. I can definitely live with that because all three of those are the same thing. 0.5, if I read it, it's 5/10, so I could have that. Or I can add this 0 on and make it 50/100ths. Either way, it's okay. Remember, though, that is not 5/100ths because it's not in the hundredth spot. 22/100ths. Exactly the way I would write it. Okay. What happens if I have a number in front of this? Okay, so it looks like $3.45. We're just going to kind of do separate parts. So the part before here is going to be a big 3. So instead of this being a fraction, it's really being a mixed number. No big deal. And now our 45 is just like we did a while ago, 45/100ths. So I get a big 3 and 45/100ths. Try a couple more of these mixed. 3.25, big 3, and 25/100ths. 4.8, big 4. This is 8/10. Or if you want it to be, could have been a big 4, and I put my 0 after it, so it looks like $4.80. 4.80. By the way, that's what it would look like on a check if you were writing a check for $4.80. There's a place where it would be 4.80. 6.5, big 6. 5's in the 10th spot, so 5/10. Or add the 0 after it, 6 and 50/100ths. And in reverse, this is going to be the same kind of thing. So my 5 is out front, in front of the decimal point, and then 27/100ths just goes right there. 4 and 3/10. I have a 4 and a decimal point. 3 goes in the 10th spot, so that would be right there. 2 and 1/4, big 2, 1/4. If you don't remember from a while ago, you can multiply it out to 100. Oh yeah, 4 times 25 is 100. 1 times 25 equals 25. Oh yeah, 2.25. 1/4 is like $0.25. So it's $2.25. 6 and 3/4, big 6, 3/4. It's the same as 3/4, which is the same as 75 cents. And I hope you're memorizing those three. And last but not least, we got a 5 with a half. There's 5, and I need a $0.50. It would be 50 cents. You know what? I'm going to do one more because I don't think I showed a decimal that was like this. So let's say we had 6.07. So I'm going to have a big 6. 7 is in the hundredth spot, not the 10th spot. But I still have just a 7 on top. And 100 there. You know what? I think I could probably even live with it if people would do that and put the 07 like that. As long as the zero's in front.